From the vault, Ringside Collectibles exclusive, bringing back some older releases, kind of reviving them, so you get another chance to get them, and with better facial printing and things like that. I went with the Cactus Jack from this set. Claims to be from the Hell in a Cell match at No Way Out from the year 2000. We'll open up and check that. Of course, this is like an enhanced version of an older kind of release. Not really even remotely the same, I don't think, because we've got cloth accessories and all this, so we will see. I like the idea of kind of re-releasing some, just if it's only the idea of another chance to get them instead of having to buy somebody else's. Plus, these are like enhanced, a little bit newer stuff here. We got a stop sign weapon, which isn't anything he did in that match or even the Royal Rumble match, both against Triple H. But since I base my collection so much on those Nintendo 64 games of the time period, one of the classic weapons you can pull out of the audience and stuff and use in those games. So that's kind of a cool accessory that'll help like represent that amongst my collection. Here's where things start to get a little weird. We got handcuff accessories. So you'd have to like take the hands out to put through. But they didn't get used in the No Way Out Hell in a Cell match either. They were from the Royal Rumble match. He got handcuffed, and it was a little bit longer chain, but I mean, it kind of gets the idea. Probably still work that you can kind of handcuff his hands behind his back like Triple H did to him. So that's where it's like, what exactly is this representing here? Got the 2x4 with all the barbed wire wrapped around it. I bet you can take this off because it's kind of its own thing on here, but then it's wrapped so nice and tight on here. Kind of hate to do it. I'd just like to leave it as this for the accessory here, although it's kind of down a little far. It's probably more toward the top on the real one. But I like the idea that they didn't just mold it. It's like a separate piece. So you're getting a big string of barbed wire, kind of like came with the Sandman and Hardcore Hack figures, but here we have the 2x4. But again, in that Hell in a Cell match, it had a handle so he could carry it while he climbed up to the top of the cell. So once again, we're not representing the match. We don't have the little black handle at the bottom. And it got lit on fire in that match, and they don't have a flame. I think they did have a figure that had like a flaming 2x4 or something like that. Kind of another missed opportunity here. Got him here. I kind of feel like this face, I mean, it does look like him, but the eyes, it's a little dark. He's kind of got some eyeliner look going on. That's a little strange. Yeah, a little too dark around the eyes. He's got the hair and everything. Got the old extra ponytail in the back. Has the kind of scar thing here. We got like a ripped, jagged texture on the flannel, which is its own little cloth, which is pretty cool. I don't think we've seen cloth of this before. And then of course the cloth Cactus Jack sleeveless shirt, which says wanted dead or alive. And in the Royal Rumble match and the No Way Out match, he just wore the one that said wanted dead. So I don't know if this was maybe the design for the one they sold. They had to put dead or alive just because it was too crazy for them to sell the dead one. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where the dead or alive one comes from, because everything I look up, he's wearing the version that just says wanted dead. So just another thing to note. And you might think, oh well, Mattel can't print the one that just says wanted dead. And that's not true, because we got the other Cactus Jack release here, and you can see it says wanted dead. This is the one that has the plastic shirt and plastic flannel. So I thought this was going to be my Cactus Jack, and I was pretty excited to put this one together because it didn't come with the flannel. I had to get that. But then we have this one here released, and it was like the cloth, and it just seemed like it was better. But now I'm seeing the face, and the eyes are very strange here with this eyeliner look, and I almost like the more Foley-ish look on the one with the plastic shirt and vest. Now I'm wondering if a swap might cap this all the way off here. On this one we've got like the cowboy boots. So this is supposed to probably be an older Cactus Jack, like I think it was supposed to be ECW time period. He just has the cactus side tights like this one does too, but he's got the leopard print boot, which is accurate to the Royal Rumble and No Way Out against Triple H. So there's like things here and there, like we could swap and get a real accurate one, but then, you know, you'd have to go with the plastic shirt instead of the cloth one, and you'd have to mix up all these elements. Kind of left a little confused, because if they're updating these and stuff, I'm not sure why they didn't take into account all these details of the match that they printed the words on the back of the packaging specifying what it was from. They didn't leave it open to interpretation at all. So details I like to point out here. Some people just open it up and go, here it is, check it out. And they throw the stuff and nobody cares. And they probably pay to get it a month early too. So I can't compete on that element, of course. But I don't talk about stuff like that. I'm just a baby face and everybody is great. And I'm friendly man. I don't fight nobody. Anyway, he can hold the barbed wire 2x4 really well. Accessory holding hands. Of course he has the bang bang hands and fists, so they loaded him out with 3 different sets of hands. But it's more about the smaller details here with the right boots, the wrong shirt, but the cloth, which is really awesome. And the face would be good. They did the facial printing. The older one wouldn't have had that. Would have had a kind of a plainer face. But they did this ECW one. I mean, maybe it looks better because it's a younger face, and then he's kind of got a big expression with the mouth open. Obviously, we see the darker hair. I think this probably is more like the style of the older Foley, maybe, and this is a little more youthful hair, possibly. But I don't know. It's a bit of a toss-up of what you want to do. I was kind of aiming for that time period when he returned as Cactus Jack against Triple H when Triple H was the champion. So maybe I can take this plasticky one and get the flannel off and just have him as an older Cactus Jack. And that way we can still use the newer one as the year 2000 Cactus Jack. If you were really a stickler, you'd want this Wanted Dead shirt on there, but I kind of like the cloth stuff. That seems better, even if it is the wrong logo, technically. So there are options. I think the cloth vest, at least by far, is better than the plasticky one. I like the multitude of accessories, but they're not really specific to the match as a group. It's like stop sign he didn't use, cuffs from the Royal Rumble, probably the barbed wire 2x4 was in the Rumble, I can't remember exactly, but the flaming one was in the Hell in a Cell, and here we don't have the flame. So my collection spans, the later 90s into the year 2000 anyway, so still going to be useful here for my stuff. If this is the time period you want to see figure reviews of, that's all I collect here. So you want to stick around for these. The Monday Night Wars between WWF and WCW, and a little bit of ECW since they were in the fight, just not on Mondays. But it's still that same time period of wrestlers moving around between all the shows and competing against each other. So let me know if you would bring this figure in dead or if you'd bring him in alive. Bang.